Hello, Just Too Good here, back with another video. Today I'm expressing my thoughts on the LEGO Superheroes Mighty Micro sets. There's 6 of them all together. They released around March, and these are my own pictures that I got from a friendly source of mine. They said I could use it, but if you're going to use these pictures, at least give me a little bit of credit, link back to this video or something like that, just out of courtesy, alright? So that's my only caveat. So without further ado, let's get into this, and let's start off with Marvel, because I'm more of a sucker for Marvel than DC. So, first one is Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin, and the vehicle selection in here is not the best. It's actually one of the worst. I don't like the vehicles in here so much. But, on the other hand, I do like the minifigures included. Spider-Man is one of my favorites of this whole theme. I really love how he looks. Great face that could be used in brick films, so it's kind of like a curious look. Something you'd see out of like Ultimate Spider-Man, so I really love how they got that expressive face there. His torso, on the other hand, is still really good. I like that. It's not something that you would use for like brick films for a different expression, but rather it's just a new Spider-Man print. I could take more of those. Please, LEGO, give me more Spider-Man prints. Batman gets 1,000 prints. Iron Man gets 1,000 suits, which is, understandable. But Spider-Man gets so much of the same Ultimate Spider-Man print, so I hope they do more different ones. And they have been doing it more and more recently, which is good. Then we got Green Goblin, which the Green Goblin minifigure, I like his face. It's kind of goofy. It looks like Beast Boy from like Teen Titans. And his little pumpkin bomb's nice as well. Same goes with his torso, which is, it's cartoony, but that's really what all the other torsos are like. So I like that. Now, what I was saying with the vehicles is, yeah, these vehicles aren't very good in this one. I love most of the other vehicles, which you'll see later in this video, but these, first off, we got a Spider-Copter, but when you look at it, you don't think like, hey, that's Spider-Man's vehicle. No, it looks really just like a crappy polybag set. That's what it looks like to me with wheels attached to it. The same goes with Green Goblin's vehicle, which they tried getting like a glider-like appearance, but it just doesn't have anything cool. What I think these are lacking are prints. Like a lot of the other sets use prints and features that you would guess for, like, look and say, oh yeah, that's Sarah's. But all these have to illustrate the characters are the colors, and one's a glider type thing, but you're not like, hey, that's Green Goblin's glider, and one's like Spider-Man's type vehicle, but you're not like, hey, that's Spider-Man's vehicle. Maybe it would have been cool if they put some printed pieces, maybe even on the tail or the gliding parts, just to make it more goofy, but more recognizable as theirs. Because other than that, I just think they look really crappy in this one. Also, I like Spider-Man's little camera as a weapon. That's just one of the funny things that you'd find in the Mighty Micros line. Alright, next up we got Captain America versus Red Skull. And this one right here is really silly as well, because what you got is Red Skull and Captain America with some crazy printing, and then you got a tank. It's a freaking tank. And a little miniature kind of a Red Skull vehicle. And the vehicle of Red Skulls is like a miniature version of that one that was released in 2000 and, was it? Yeah, it was 2014. So I love that. I think that's really just a great capture. And you see, when you look at that, you're like, oh yeah, that is Red Skulls. Not only because it's a reference to an earlier vehicle from LEGO, but also it has a little sticker on it. But when you look at the Captain America one, you're not going to think, hey, that's Cap. But it actually looks cool. It's like a little miniature tank. What the heck? So I like that. I adore that. The new face printing for Cap is really not going to be useful. And his skin looks very white there, I'll just say that. Because people usually say, oh, when they print on blue, it gets dark. But that's because when they print on dark blue, his skin is too dark. Well, when they print on light blue, look how white that looks. But either way, I don't mind that because that's just a printing kind of a dilemma that LEGO can't fix, and it keeps the cost down or whatever, so I don't really care about that. Other than that, his torso is useful because I do like that. It's a new, simpler version of the Captain America torso. Looks like something you'd see out of that 90s movie from Captain America. And the Red Skull figure, it looks a lot like Red Skull's torso, just a little bit more bolder and cartoonier. His face is so ridiculous. I don't know if it could find use outside of the setting, but hey, whatever. Next up is, it's Hulk versus Ultron, which is not a combo you really think of, like, oh yeah, Hulk's mortal enemy is Ultron, but they probably were like, okay, Ultron's a pretty popular villain because of the most recent movie, let's put him pitted against Hulk. I'm hoping one day they'll do, like, Loki or something. It would have been cool if they did, like, a miniature Loki. Either way, the Hulk here is ridiculous. He looks freaking weird. Again, it looks like another expression from Beast Boy, so pair that up with the Green Goblin. And his torso is I don't like his torso so much, honestly, because it looks like he's wearing like a belt that says Hulk on it, which if he is, I don't know if I like that so much, but hey, it's just cartoony, so I don't mind it so much. The Ultron, on the other hand, looks a lot like the movie Ultron, so I like that. I like that a lot, so I think that's actually really cool. And it looks like it reuses the same kind of neck piece that the Age of Ultron sets used. Great torso, so I really love the Ultron minifigure just from here, because like I said, it's a lot like the comic version, so that's going to find a lot of use outside of this cartoony setting. And it doesn't really even look that cartoony, it's just the small legs that are making it look cartoony, which it is nice to get small legs in that kind of gunmetal silver color, so I am very excited about that. The two vehicles, these look like something, they're very cartoony, of course, but once you look at them, you're like, okay, yeah, that's Hulk, and then that's Ultron's. I mean, if Ultron was more recognizable as a villain in general, but I mean, like, if Ultron was super popular, people would say, oh yeah, that's Ultron's, because it looks like something they would use. I love Hulk's vehicle with the fists on the side. What the heck? I hope they're flicking fire. It doesn't look like they're flicking fire, but they're flicking fire. That would be just a new level of like a flicking fire missile. But that's really cool that they actually use those. It's like I think it's a big fig arms as the little attachment to there. So that's very, very silly and just weird in general. Next up, we got the Flash versus Captain Cold. This one is pretty cool. It's so stupid. When I first heard about these, I heard about these like literally a year ago from sources and stuff like that. This was the first one that stood out. It was like, for example, Captain Cold has an ice cream cone and he's on a snowplow, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like this line. And we got Flash, which Flash, I love how he has a power bolt soda. That's his accessory. I hope that's printed, and I'm pretty sure that'll be printed. That's very useful because I love getting energy drinks and everything like that. The actual Flash minifigure is silly. I guess it could be useful outside of this setting, so I like that. It's very interesting that they went with blanking out his kind of eyes. That's kind of a cool, different look for that. I like the little smirk on his face. And then you got his little his torso's different from his the other Flash torsos. Again, a lot of the torsos in here are very useful for just having an alternate suit for your superheroes that are more comic based. Then you got Captain Cold, who just looks silly overall. He looks like the regular Captain Cold, but just with some new printing. Doesn't really look so goofy, but that's okay. And then you got the snowplow, which again, you're not going to look at it and say, hey, that's Captain Cold's, but it's so wacky, and it doesn't look like superficial or anything like that. It looks like a full vehicle, so I really like that one. And then we got the Flash's little vehicle, which has, it seems like the little Ninjago energy blades or something like that from I think it was from the 2013 wave where they had these special blades or something. Either way, when you look at that, you're going to say, oh yeah, that's the Flash's because of the little energy blades on the back, and then you have a little symbol right there. So very cool. I like this one a lot. And also it's the cheapest way to get Captain Cold and Flash, right? And then you got Batman versus Catwoman, and Catwoman, her vehicle is very silly. I'm pretty sure that will be printed, the little part on the front with the cat eyes. It doesn't look so much like a cat, honestly, but it looks like a Catwoman vehicle because you got the purple and everything like that. Catwoman, she has basically useful printing for her face. It's just a different face print for the Catwoman. And the torso is very silly with a little cat belt and everything. And it's great to get Catwoman in a set because we haven't gotten Catwoman in a set for a very long time. And I'm not talking about the 60s Catwoman, even though that's also coming around the same time as this. It's just, the classic Catwoman with the little cowl piece. So that's good for people who missed out on that 2012 set that had her, which was a cheap set. Love how she has cat milk or, just regular dairy milk as her accessory. And then you got Batman, and the Batman minifigure is very good. I like this guy because this one has a different face for Batman. Great. I love getting different expressions for Batman. It looks like something, it looks like one from the Lego movie. It's more like a Lego movie base expression. So that's really cool. And his torso, again, useful. It's just kind of a standard enlarged Batman symbol and everything like that. Just a different suit that you could use. And then his vehicle it's alright. It's actually probably the sleekest out of all of them. It looks really kind of sleek. It doesn't look cartoony. It's just like a smaller vehicle. So it's actually not that bad. And there's a little diamond include for some reason, I guess for Catwoman to steal. Then you got Robin versus Bane, the Mask of the Man. Would have been cool if they did CIA versus Bane. And what we got is a little vehicle for Robin, which has a big R on the back, so you're like, oh yeah, that's Robin's. And it has its color scheme, so that's very, recognizable. Then you got a little driller for Bane. Actually, that's another one where it's a downsized vehicle, something that Lego has made before for Bane, because Bane has like a driller set in like the 2012 Batcave. It's not the same color scheme, I think, but it's still very similar to that. It actually looks like a Power Miners vehicle. That's what it looks like. And if they made like a Power Miners fun pack for Dimensions, this would be the vehicle. Oh, they should do that. Anyways, the Bane minifigure, his torso is just stupid. It has a big B on it, but it's cartoony. It's funny. You'll laugh when you see it. His face, on the other hand, very good. It's a different than the comic style face. And then you got Robin, just another face for Robin that you could definitely use for a brick film or something. Again, it's a lot like that Spider-Man face, so I like that. His torso's very juniorized. It's it's cartoony like all the other ones, so that's okay, because that's kind of the theme of this whole line as a whole. Other than that, not much else comments on this one except it's a really good one for sure. Also like how you get a red microphone piece. That's useful. So yeah, that's it for the line as a whole. My thoughts. As a whole, people are complaining, oh, they have short legs. Well, look, okay, I'd rather get short legs than 1,000 like large or regular size minifigure legs, which I get in a billion sets because they always put the same like costumed minifigures in all the sets for Batman and Spider-Man. So short legs, I do not mind here. Also, 2 minifigures with exclusive prints and 2 vehicles for $10. That's really good. I love that price. I think that's a great price. I'd say even it's a better deal than the Microfighter sets. The Microfighter sets don't have exclusive printing for Star Wars, even though they should start doing that. Maybe they should start doing a series like this for Star Wars and just call them Mighty Micros. I mean, it's a universal term. It's not like superheroes. It's just Mighty Micros. Now I really want Star Wars Mighty Micros. And last thing is that, what was I going to say? I'll say my favorites. My favorite for the vehicle wise is probably the Hulk one versus Ultron, because I love the Hulk one with the little big fig fists on the side. But I also love the snowplow, and I really love the tank for Captain America. I had one last thing to say. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I don't remember. Shoot. Oh, well, that's it for now. So tell me which one you guys like the most, and I will see you guys later.